Hey everyone, how's it going? So thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining me. Today I am gonna keep working on this. There's a couple of things that we didn't do yesterday. So yesterday we added a way to show new followers in the screen. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you could see you should see an animation coming down from the top that is gonna say thank you for following, and then the name of the person. And then so we're pretty much we built this in the past 3 to 4 days by using Go and some JavaScript. So the way it works is that it's just gonna hover over the screen. So we're gonna see it in every single screen. Some of them in some places it might look better than other ones, but that's kind of what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be making some improvements here because I want to add a GIF to it, and I also want to add a bit of a sound. So when this animation comes out, I also want to play a song to let us know that something is going on. So we're gonna try that out, see if we could add a bit of a sound to it. It's gonna be a bit annoying at the beginning because it's just gonna right now it's just like stuck in a loop because I needed to do this for testing. So it's just showing the last follower. So I believe her name is White Panda. So White Panda started following us yesterday. So it's just like looping through it over and over again, just because we need some way to test this. So what we're doing now is we're just gonna add a bit of a sound to it, and the sound is gonna play when the animation itself starts. So we just need to figure out how to do that. And the next thing that we want to do is just find a GIF that we want to add to it. So I might do that off screen because I don't want to show anything weird. Cool. So I already have a sound, so we can just see how it goes. So we're gonna just be using the audio HTML tag. For everyone joining, it's a bit of content, a bit of context of what I'm doing. So what I'm doing, I'm building just like all the streaming tools that we might need to have a very interactive stream. So I'm building most of the tools myself using Go and some HTML5 and CSS3 animations. And so the next thing that we're going to be building after we fix this alert is a way for us to have the chat. So whatever is going on in the chat, I also want to make it part of the stream because I want to be able to upload the stream later on and archive it in YouTube, because you can only have 14 days of videos in Twitch. So I just want to move the recording of the streams into a place that I could just use them later on, just for myself, and if anyone else wants to see it too, like archive it. And one of the suggestions that I got when I brought this up to a friend was that it would also be very helpful to have the Twitch chat as part of the stream too, because then people could interact when people are rewatching it and I'm answering questions. They could see what questions you were asking. So that's kind of like the way that we're going to be doing it. But for now, I just want to add a bit of sound to this alert that we have here. It would be cool if it would be like nice and like catch our attention when it happens. So it's going to be a bit noisy when I set it up, but I just want to give it a try, set it up, and see how it sounds. So the thing I want to do is I haven't used the audio tag before. So I want to check the audio tag for HTML5. So I want to make sure that I want to check what information I need to pass with the tag, and then just take it from there. So I want it to autoplay, so I don't want it to manually play it. So there is some restrictions here. So they're kind of just saying that you shouldn't have any auto playing, and agreed. If you have any website, you should avoid having auto play. So I believe Chrome is limiting the audio itself. So we might not be able to. We're not hear from the browser. We will have to hear it through OBS because there's a way for OBS to control the browser audio, and autoplay works there. So we could try that out. So let's see. So I don't want the controller, so I'm just gonna do let's see what happens. Control controls, autoplay, and then just close it. Cool. And then for autoplay, we want to do okay, so I don't want anything inside of it. The source gonna be, or I don't think we need autoplay. I think we just play it from JavaScript, so we could try that. So then I have a folder called audio or sounds. It's called sounds. So I picked a sound before, so it's an MP4. I picked it a while back, so I just want to make sure that it works correctly. So it's just gonna look just like this one here. It doesn't work, the one in this sample, but what we're trying to achieve is just having that sound just show up as part of the stream. One thing I will need to change is I want to hear it too, so I will have to make a bit of a change for OBS so I could hear the audio too, because for example, like the music is going through a loopback, but sometimes I turn it off so I don't hear it myself, and it's just part of the stream itself, so I don't hear the music sometimes, but sometimes I turn it on, so it all depends on how the loopback configuration is set up. But for this, I believe that we should just be able to refresh this. Cool, so I'm not sure if you can hear that, but let's refresh the source. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna show, which is okay. I think we just need to make it play. So I'm just gonna change it to autoplay. Okay, so that's how it's gonna sound. So every time it goes off, we should just hear a sound. So I think it's auto-playing already. Yeah, so it's auto-playing already. So I don't think I have to do much. I just have to hide the controller. So I wonder if I could just remove this here. So that's how it's gonna sound. So the way it's gonna sound is like we're gonna hear it, and then I would know that we had an alert going off. Yeah. So let's just refresh this. So we have now a way to just have it, yeah. So when it comes out, we're gonna hear it, and then it's just gonna fade away. Cool. So that's kind of what I want to do. So we're gonna have the sound play when a new follower follows us. So if you haven't followed me, you should follow me now, and you should be able to see your name now as part of this. You could, I think, also if you're unfollowing me, you could do it too. But I will be doing a full test later on because I need to create another account to be able to create the IRC client that I'm working on next. I need to create an account for it, so I need to do that too. There you go. Thank you for trying it out. So now you can see your name over and over and over. Oh wait, why is it? Wait, one didn't update. Okay, so something might be wrong. So, so one screen is the right name, and the other screen is not. So that you might have found a bug. Yeah, that's weird. So yeah, so I think you found a bug, because one is working and the other one is not working. So I wonder what is going on here. So I wonder if it's like not refreshing. Let's just refresh the whole thing. So yeah, so the reason it keeps getting the wrong one. Why is it? So something might be up. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it up for now. And then I'm gonna turn it back on here. Yeah, I think there is a bug on how it works, so maybe I should refresh the whole thing. Yeah, this is way off. Like, I think I don't think the event is working correctly. There we go. I don't know why it happened, but we could keep testing it. So I'm gonna just so give me a second. I want to make sure that it works correctly with the sound too. Yeah, so the sound's working correctly too. Okay, so there is a bug. We need to figure out how to fix it. I think OBS has a way to. So I'm using the browser source. So I wonder if there's a way to force the page to refresh. So OBS has its sources, and so you can use a browser source. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, right? What I'm doing is that I'm using the browser source. So for now, I'm just gonna mute the notification. So this doesn't really do much. Or I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide it for now, but it will be back on later. So you could add events to the page. So I wonder if there's an event that I could add to refresh this scene. So maybe just like was in a bad state. So we're just gonna leave it on and then add the GIF to it. We don't add the GIF to it. So yes, this is Jack Lanter. Yes, this is a design sprint action. I am pretty much running through a 1 week sprint of making my own streaming tools, including a client to use the IRC protocol that the Twitch client, the Twitch chat uses. So now, okay, so let's do this. Can you guys go and find a GIF that will be nice to put as part of this message? Don't send anything weird. It has to be a nice one. But yeah, if you're watching this and you want to help me out to find a GIF, go out and find one and just post it in the chat. I don't think so. I think it will be okay from like if you use one from Giphy or something like that. So I'm still looking. I haven't found anything. Oh, this song is. I'm just gonna mute it for a bit. Also, let me know what you think about the sound effect that I picked. If you guys like it or not. So I am thinking of this one, but if there's any other suggestions, if you guys have any suggestions that could be yeah. So think of this one. Any way to just get the images? Oh. Nope. It is. I like it a lot. But if you guys have any other suggestions, I will try it out. Oh, I found another one. I like this one too. So, the theme of the day is robots. So, I might go with this one. Unless SSP 2014 or This is Jack-O-Lantern has something. Oh, that's a good one too. That's a good one. So this is the one. So now we have a competition here. So robot or cat with humongous eyes. I don't think of leaning with the cat with humongous eyes because that's how I will feel. I think the robot is cool and all, but you know, the cat might be better. Okay, let's use the cat. So wonder if this will work. For now, I'm just gonna take off the class because I want to see how it looks. So you can see it permanently. Go. So I'm just gonna see what this does. Oh. And we might have to resize it. But that's good. That's a good one. Thank you. This is Jack-O-Lantern. I have to do my voice like that too, because it's just a very funny name. So let's do this, and then I might have to resize it too. I think it might be too big, so. I think it might be too big. Yeah, it's a bit too big. So let's resize it a bit. Oh, it's removing it, so that wouldn't work. Let's take this off again. So let's do 200. Yeah, let's try this. If you're just joining us, I am building a alert for our stream that we built yesterday. And in the past couple of days, I've been building a server send event server by using Go. And now the server send event is ready and sending events to the browser. And then when it sends the event to the browser, it shows a thank you message with the person's name, and also it shows a GIF that we ended up picking. So we just have to center it. So that would be. Can I center it? We could try to see if we can move it. No, I think this is good. What do you guys think? Yeah. Let's just. Maybe I should make it a bit slower. Yeah, it's coding up very quick. So maybe I should. Let's see if I could just make this thing a bit bigger. Might be too big. So. Okay. Yeah, it's coding away too fast. So I need to figure out a way to slow down the animation. Okay, so I think we could use something like is face out, see if that helps. Face out. So right now the animation is like a bit too fast. So let's see if this helps. Oh, hey Haseman, thank you for the array. For everyone joining us, I am building a way for us to get alerts. One alert that I didn't build yet is raids. So thank you for rating us with 10 followers. Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoy hanging out with Haseman while he was DJing. So thank you so much for the array. So what I'm building right now, and what we've been building for the past week, we started building a something called a server send event server, which is a fancy way of saying to allowing the server, which is what is rendering the page, to send messages to the client, which in this case is the browser. That's kind of what we've been building for the past couple of days. What we have now is that we have a way for new followers to just get a nice notification. In this case, SSP 214 just started following us. So we're just showing her name and just like scrolling down. So like we have a cat, and the cat I just like keep seeing over and over again. So I need to figure out a way to be able to handle. So we just started to, like messing around with the different settings for showing the animation, because we want to be able to show the cat at the end. So we want to make sure that it's there. Again, thank you for the array. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoy what you're seeing. If you have any questions, just drop it in the chat. So I might need to make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? No. So I'm just playing with the OBS settings, and seeing if there's a way for us to be able to handle. Because if you look at it on the browser itself, it doesn't go away. Okay, so I made it really big. So let's see what happens. Yeah. So this is super big. And it still like sticks around. I think the cat might be too big. Wait, why is it? Yeah, the image itself is like just not fading. Like everything else fades, except for the cat. Maybe there's something wrong with animations and yes. Thank you so much for doing that. I hope they enjoy the music. I was enjoying it until I had to start streaming. But yeah, most appreciated. Thank you for that. While I try to get the cat to center correctly in the screen. So maybe the thing is like this whole thing is too big, just in general. So maybe we should just add a height to it. So just like add a width. Let's add a width and height. So let's do 400 pixels, and then we do height. 100 pixels. See how this looks. So it wraps because the text is too big, but this looks better. So I wonder if you just move this over and then make the text smaller. And then that might help. But we're making progress. Like, I feel like I'm getting a bit better with my CSS. So main, and then we're gonna just set a height on main. And we're gonna have to change the text size and make it smaller. So, but it's huge. Okay. So let's do 24. Not 24. So we're back here and let's see how it looks. It's disappearing better. So I wonder how it's gonna look in OBS. Oh, it's still doing. It's like still halfway disappearing. So. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, let's see. So here. What do you guys think? Looks better. It looks way better. The text is not. The text itself is not being cut off. It's just that I don't think it matched. Oh, keep grabbing the wrong screen. So sorry for the bouncing screen. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's the right one. Let's put it a bit higher. I think the background itself is very important. So. Yeah, that looks way better. Also, like it by using easy out, it just smooth out the animation way better. Yeah, it made it way better. Welcome, new follower. Hopefully, my work, our new alert is gonna show for you as well. Thank you for the follow. Herotuku. There you go. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. So we're just changing some stuff, making sure that it works correctly, and then we're gonna turn back the sun on because it's still going on. But I want to turn. There's one more thing that we have to fix. So right now it's just looping over and over again every 10 seconds. I want to change that, but it also looks a bit too big. Oh, hello Hector. How's it going? So I am guessing this might be. Is this who is Hector? Who? So thank you for the follow, Hector. Ah, okay, cool. Cool. Oh yeah, feel free to share my channel with all your friends. I am looking to become an affiliate in the next couple of weeks. So if you like what I'm doing and you like to watch me struggle with CSS, please start following me. You might also learn a bit of Go as I go. But most of the time it will be just me stuck doing CSS. I promise you that. It will be more of like these jack-o'-lantern or Eric helping me with CSS. Okay, I think we got the cat working correctly. I just need to figure out, we just need to make sure that it just updates for in time. So I wonder if there's, we should look at the documentation for OBS Studio to make sure that it works correctly. So I don't think it refreshes on time. So I want to refresh it when it changes. So I need to check if there's a way to make it refresh. Because the storage is always available, so it should always refresh. So, oh wait, it will be a really good time to bring in our fake follower that is going to be we're going to be using for testing some of these things. Give me a second. I'm just trying to log into this new account. So I made an account this morning so I could test some stuff out. And it's gonna just be our test account for the IRC client that we're gonna be building for the chat. So if you didn't know, the way that the Twitch chat works is just you can connect through a IRC client, but they added a bit of functionality that some of the clients don't support. So you have to still build the IRC client plus add some of the syntax that Twitch added, like the way that it handles some of the ways that it handles certain things is just custom made. So. Give me a second. I'm gonna follow myself because we need to follow ourselves. So the thing that happens is if you make the account a moderator. So I'm gonna follow myself. So I'm following myself, and hopefully the alerts update itself with a new follower. Okay. So we're waiting for the new follower. Yeah, you missed a really good bug. I think it's still around too, so you might notice it. Wait, it's not picking it up. Why is it not picking it up? Let's see. We do have a new follower, so wonder why isn't it? It's not updating correctly, so maybe something is wrong with our server. Maybe Twitch API is doing something. Okay, there we go. But oh yeah, so it did work. So it refreshed. So I think the bug is fixed. If you're hoping for the bug. There's no bug. The bug is gone. So we have a new follower, which is my the account that I created to do some of the testing for the client. So we have a new follower. Yeah, it's scratched there. And then we should be able to hear the notification too. Cool. So I need to make sure that I could hear it too. I didn't hear it that time, so. Okay, so we could hear it. So now the thing I'm gonna do is just stop the looping, because like, we don't need to see that over and over again. Okay, so let's see what, oops, something weird is happening to my editor. Okay, so the animation itself is set to run every 10 seconds. So we should just look for new followers every 15 seconds. And then to stop that from happening over and over again, I have to go to the cache. So I will do current all follower ID, and then we also get back a error, so we just have to check for that error. And then I do get. So what I'm doing now is, you see how it's just constantly looping? I just want to stop that from constantly looping. I only wanted to show when there's a new follower, so we make sure that it just works. And then, so here I'm just do the cache key. So cache key, and cool. And we just have to check if there's an error. So I think this time I don't need to check if there's an error. The last time I did, it just didn't work, because in some cases it will be there will be an error. So for now, I'm just going to ignore that, because we're just going to add it. If it's not, if there is an error, we're just going to add it anyways. So I'm checking if the current user that we're getting from the API is not the same that we have in our cache. So we ended up creating a cache yesterday too. So if the user is not in the cache, then we will then display the message. We would then send an event into our event server, and then the event server would just trigger that in the browser, so it will make the cat and the thanks message show up. So then we will be pinging the Twitch API last. Did I make it? Yeah. So now the server itself is running. There is some clients connected. So OBS is connected to it, and my browser is connected to it. So so I'm just gonna leave it running. And if we get any followers in the stream, we should be able to just see when they start following us, and then we could just welcome them to the stream too. If you want notifications to go off, you're welcome to unfollow. If you're a moderator and you want to unfollow, I will add you back to a moderator when you start following me again. So this is Jackalanter. If you want to try it out, you can. Just don't do it too much, though. Don't do it too much. So let's see what happens. It says it's updating it. Do you guys hear that? Was it just me, or did it just like skip? Do you guys hear the skip too? I think it was also too fast. Did you send two events? No, I sent that once. I think it also my browser. How was that sound? Was it weird? So let's see. We're waiting. So it's updating. So it should show up at some point. Or we might just have missed it. No, we missed it. But why didn't it get to here? That's very possible too. And they might trigger it. Like there's no debounce function or anything like that. Maybe that's something I should do, right? Should probably add it to a queue or something. And then we just like check if it's doing anything weird. It might also be something weird with the Twitch API too. So, see what happens. I just unfollow us, so in the other account. Oh wait, you didn't lose your moderator, Bash. Yeah, I don't know why. I think maybe OBS disconnected or something. Oh, wait, what was that? Oh, that was weird. So I think there is something weird happening with the sound. So maybe I should take off the autoplay and let the JavaScript control the autoplay. That might be the best thing to do it. I'm not sure why it did that. Like that was very weird that it just like skipped and then just like plays the sound twice. So let's try that again. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. Well, it only gonna capture once. So if you try it a bunch of times, it's just not gonna work a bunch of times. So you can only do like the way that it works. The way that we're checking is that we're pinging the API every 15 seconds. So if you do it a bunch of times with the 15 seconds, Twitch might get angry at you too and just block you from doing it. Yeah, that was weird. I think something's wrong with the code for the audio. So I will try to fix it by making it play instead of auto playing. I'm gonna make it play as part of like the pulling down. Yeah, I wonder how big the log is. So I don't. Let's see. Oh, I think there's a lag in my client because if you could see here, we're dating the user and then we're putting a if it's not null. So if it's null, it's gonna go here. I should print if there's a new user, a new follower. Sorry. So. And then we're just gonna print their name. Cool, so let's try that. So I think there might be some kind of delay. It might just also just be okay, see you in a bit. I just wonder if it has to oh, I think it might also be me. So if I have it open, the sound is playing twice. So I'm just gonna close it for now. So that doesn't. Let's just try to unfollow myself again. I'm following myself. So then maybe 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds is too slow, right? Maybe we want to ping the API, the Twitch API a bit more. I'm just worried about getting rate limited. So maybe the Twitch API doesn't update as fast as we thought. And there's like a tiny delay. Especially maybe it's because it's not new followers, it's just current people that have been following me. Because I see it hasn't updated, so I unfollow myself and then follow myself again. So there might be a tiny delay on how the followers work. So the delay itself might be just like a few seconds, sorry, a few minutes. Or it could be our caching code. So maybe that could be it too. Because I changed it. Current. So we just want to make sure those things are new. Okay. So let's see who is watching. That who won't follow us. Okay. So SSP 2014. Can you unfollow me and then follow me back? If you're still there. Nope. Okay. Can anyone unfollow me? So it looks like this is the same user. I think also might be just like, since you guys are already following me, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't pull the new one. It has to be someone that hasn't been following us for a while. I think the API itself is like, are you trying to trick me and things like that. Yeah, it's something. It's like something. Okay, there we go. So it did see you, and it happened right away, but it didn't see SSP. So I think it has something to do with the API itself, where it just like depends on how fast you do it. So it kind of works. So that's a good thing. The only thing I need to figure out is like the double playing. I might be the first. Yeah, I might be the first streamer to ask people to unfollow me and follow me back. It's like, hey guys, let's just test this out. Just start unfollowing me and follow me back. Let's just make this a thing. So I think the issue. So I need to figure out the issue with the sound. But I think the main issue that's happening now is that if you're already following me and then you unfollow me and then you follow me back, Twitch might not notice that happened. They might discard it, which is something I would do. It's like if an event happened next to each other, I would just ignore it. Oh, cool. We're waiting for it. We have a new follower, but we're waiting for the sound to go off. Still not happening. I could also be rate limited, being rate limited. So let's see what happens. So I believe your name is Champagne_Arian. So I don't think it worked correctly because it's still pulling the wrong ID. It's pulling the latest person. So I wonder if it's something wrong with the API or something wrong with my code. So yeah, it's not pulling the latest person, so I wonder if it's something that I'm doing wrong, or it's just like the API itself just has a giant delay. So, while we wait, yeah, it's super weird, because like, I wouldn't expect it to have... Oh, there we go. So there is a bit of a delay. I will say like there's like a 2 minutes delay or something like that, or a minute and a half. So maybe I should ping the API a bit more. Just so we could get it a bit more real time. So let's do 10 seconds. And then we wait for someone else to subscribe us. So everyone that is following, every new follower, thank you. Every old follower that unsubscribed me, thank you for unsubscribing me and subscribing back. So welcome back. I'm glad that some of the moderators that unsubscribed and then subscribe back, you didn't lose your permissions. So that's very cool that you guys didn't lose it. So yeah, so let's figure out why this is happening. Well, the sound thing, because it's kind of getting a bit too much. So we're getting there. So the notifications are kind of working. The issue now is that we're hearing the noise twice. So we're hearing the noise as it comes out, and then we're hearing it as well as it just gets played multiple times. So what I'm gonna do now is that I believe there is some JavaScript that I can use. So let's just do class. So I'm gonna just add a class here, and I just stop it from auto-playing. So it's not gonna play anymore. So then. So let's close this and then go to the JavaScript once. So yeah, it sounds super weird. when it comes to like when it's playing. So I think it's something to do how. So I am deleting the element and then adding it back. So I wonder if that's affecting it, right? It's like after it triggers a couple times, it's just gonna keep making noise. So here I'm just gonna look for the music player. So the audio tag that we just created, and I'm just gonna get it. But the class name, and then here we have the class name, and so after it gets added, I'm just gonna play it. So let's see what happens. So let's go look for some 5. So there's some JavaScript that you could use. So I wonder if they're gonna mention right here. Autoplay, or is there one to play it? Yeah. So let's see if that works. So I wonder how when we were doing it before we couldn't hear it, because when we were doing it before we should have been able to constantly hear it, because we didn't have the check, so it was just happening over and over again. So I wonder if we just take this off and this here, what will happen? So we're gonna go back to hearing the noise over and over again. Sorry about that. So it's trial and error. We're doing trial and error here all the way. Okay, so we should, yeah, it's doing it there. So let's see what we're doing here. So let's refresh it. Okay, we're gonna refresh it. So I have to refresh the source. Okay, so then it didn't play. So I wonder if there's like some kind of error. Let's go back here and just. Okay, so the sound is not playing anymore, so that's a good thing for now. Oh wait, it's because I didn't save the file. No, I did save it. Okay, there it is. So it's complaining because it doesn't exist, most likely. Okay, so let's see what we're doing wrong here. So something's wrong with it. Play. So I wonder if there's something else that I have to do to be able to get the play element. So audio. Oh, it's a promise. So await. I won't be able to use await there. Since it's a promise, we could just use async. So let's see if that will work. Async. And then await. So in JavaScript, you have to use, if you're doing anything that is a promise, you could use something called async and await, and that will wait for those events to happen. But it's complaining that because I put it in the wrong place. So yeah, so when you're doing JavaScript and things are happening asynchronously, you have to use something called async, and then you have to label your function that is going to be async, and then you can use await. so let's see what happens. Still throwing an error. Nope. So something with interacting DOM. See, let's go with that error. Okay, so it looks like I cannot just use play. I just have to mute the audio, and then I could use I could start it myself. So the issue that is happening, this is more of an issue with the browser itself, because some people are always abusing this kind of thing. In some cases, you don't want the audio to start playing right away. So a lot of the browsers have been just turning that feature off where you could autoplay things. So what the thing that's happening right now is that because I am not doing anything, so as a user, I haven't clicked any button, I haven't pressed anything in the browser. Chrome is like, I can't do this. Yeah, it's not gonna work like this because Chrome is like, I can't do this at all because the user hasn't pressed anything on the browser. So I have to click something. So play here wouldn't work. So we have to figure out another way to do it. But maybe there is no way around it. Yeah, so there is a flag inside of Chrome that says like you have to change it. So I wonder if this OBS is having that issue too. But I don't think I could see the source. Like I cannot see the video, like the error that OBS is throwing. So it would be cool if it was able to play it. Maybe there might be another way to do it. So it's like, so the audio itself is like skipping, or is it sounding twice? So let's do, maybe there is something, another way to handle it. So I cannot use the play function just because someone has to click on it. And there's no way for me to click on it on OBS. So what we had before was this. I wonder if I add the controller, would it do it too? I should remove the play from here because it doesn't work. If you're just joining, I created this. I don't think iframes work. I think it's different in mobile. Oh, so you think if I inject an iframe, does the audio has to be in the iframe? Or it's just an empty iframe? I could try that out. Oh, it might also be the animation doing the weird thing with the skipping. Or yeah, I wonder what it is. Because it works fine here, right? It's like Maybe it's the first time that it shows. Yeah, that's fine too. So, oh, so it's a so the audio will be in that frame, but I can't reproduce it here. That's the sad part. It's like it works sometimes and it doesn't work all the times. So let's just follow. I think it might be that we're getting 2 messages. But why would... Let's change the animation a bit. I think that's the issue. It's like the song is 2 seconds long. So if it just keeps working like as it is, I don't have to do anything else, right? Because the autoplay works. The issue is more of like, well, the autoplay works, but it just skips. Let's see. If you're just joining us, we're dealing with some issues with the new alerting alert that I ended up building for the stream. This alert is making a request to the Twitch API, and then if there is a new follower, it's then going to show it in the stream, and also it's going to show it. It's going to make a sound. Only for new followers. So the thing that's happening right now is when there is a new follower and they start following us, the audio skips. It plays almost twice. So we just need to figure out why is it playing twice. One reason could be like we're literally adding it twice, so we're just skipping it twice, and that's why it's happening. Because we're removing and adding the element. So I wonder if there's a way for us to just like add a debounce or something where yeah, it's gonna just keep going. So I just need to find I might end up just building like some kind of like a queue where I push messages into it, and then inside of that queue I just pop messages afterwards. So we're gonna get a bit fancy here. So we're able to track all the events that are happening, and then every second we will check. Sorry, every like 5 seconds we will check new followers. So let's see if that makes it a lot easier. So I think the event is being fired multiple times. If it's being fired multiple times, that means that we could deal with it in a different way. So for now, I'm just gonna create a stack, and it's just gonna be a array. And I'm not gonna do any of this work. I'm just gonna add the person's name for now. So we're gonna add. So we're gonna push this stack. So let's see, e.data. So this is pretty much what we're gonna do here. And then we're just gonna have to remove all this code, but I'm gonna leave it there for now. And then I'm gonna use I'm gonna use set interval for JavaScript, which is just gonna run like it's just gonna every like 3 seconds it's just gonna go and it's just gonna loop through it. Maybe yeah, and then we could stack them together. So that means that it's gonna wait for the animation to finish, and then it's gonna start a new one, and it's just gonna keep doing that over and over. So it's gonna take the last so it's gonna take the first item of the queue, and then it's gonna just play the animation, and then it's gonna wait 30 seconds. Sorry, about 30 seconds, and then it's gonna play the next one. And so at the end, when all the events come through, we're just gonna play one event at a time. So we're gonna do some stacking. We're gonna use a stack here, so that will make it a lot easier for us. But so we want to use set interval. So this one runs constantly. So this one never stops. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use the stack, and then we're just gonna check the length of the stack, and we're just gonna pop from it. And then I want to do it so it's milliseconds. So I want to do it every 3 seconds. So Let me know if that gets annoying. Yeah, it's getting a bit too much. I'm okay with like when it happens like 10 times, but after a while it just gets overwhelming. Okay. Cool. So back here, let's do. So I just want to. Get it. Okay. And now here we just want to. Let's just make sure that this works. So we're gonna do plug and then stack that up. So what we're doing now is that we're just popping any elements out of the stack, one element at a time, every 30 seconds. So that will probably fix the sound. So I think the issue with the sound is like we were sending the event from the server multiple times. And then since we're sending it multiple times, it's just gonna hold up from it. So let's see if we have the latest. Yeah. 30 seconds might be a bit too much for this test. Just do 1 second. So the goal will be that we're gonna finish the whole animation. Then we're gonna so we're gonna time. So the timer is gonna kick in. We're gonna wait for the whole animation to finish, and then okay. So it's triggering. Okay, so it does work. Okay, now we just have to remove all of these elements out of here. So everything's gonna happen here. The only thing I need to check is like what happens when it's empty. Let's just make something empty. So we're taking, so the events are coming to us, like we could get 100 events, but the thing that's gonna happen in the browser is that the browser is gonna add them to an array, and then every 1 second right now that way is set up, we're just gonna pop one off the stack, and then we're gonna display it in the screen, and then we're gonna just constantly do that over and over again until we run out of things in the stack. That means that even if you get 100 followers all at once, only one will be shown to the screen at a time. And that will make things a lot easier because we don't have to worry about like having like 100 notifications all going out at once, which is the issue that is happening with the sound. Okay, so if it's on, it's fine. Cool. So we are gonna do some changes here. So we're gonna do this display name, and then we're gonna pop from the stack. So we're just getting the latest message of the stack, and then here we're gonna check if it's not. We're gonna do just to check that it's not undefined, and then since it's, we could just take we could just take all of this here. We have to delete some stuff, so it's better if I just take pieces of it. So I'm gonna take this piece here. Then, okay, so I have that piece there, which pretty much is the one that handles adding the notification to the screen. And then this piece here, which handles adding the animation and adding the name of the new follower. And cool. Okay, so now the way it works is just to make sure that we're doing it correctly. So if the display name is defined, we are gonna go and we're gonna update the element. We're gonna get the elements, the two elements that we need to update. Then we're gonna remove the show class, which handles animation. We're gonna add the name of the new follower. Then we're gonna add the show, which a class to the element, which does animation. Then we're gonna clone the element and then we're gonna replace it. So the reason why we need to do line 21 and 22 is because the animation doesn't work correctly unless you reset, like it doesn't reset correctly. So to force a reset, we have to just delete it, replace the element too. Okay, so let's see how that works. So this is our event server, so we're getting an event from it. And now, because I did something that I shouldn't have done, it's not doing it correctly. Why is it not doing it correctly? Oh, I gave the name to the element and to the variable the same, so that's why it's happening. So I am overriding the element. That's kind of weird. I wouldn't have expected that to happen. Just because I'm using cons, so I'm using cons, which forces, it just tells the browser, the JavaScript engine, that this variable should never be redefined. But I'm doing that, I'm redefining it on the tab, so I was not expecting that to happen. I was expecting to get an error or something. So we're waiting for the event. Okay, there we go. So let's just put a breakpoint here. Cool. So then we have a breakpoint, so we could just do display name, see if it's there, and then we could do stack, and we could see that the stack is empty because you just pop something out of the stack. And then if it runs again, which is because we're only adding one thing to the stack. Okay, so hopefully that helps, and we stop hearing the double sound. So let's refresh our friend here. I saw something weird. I saw like, nope, that's fine. I don't think I saw anything weird. Cool. So I think that will help. Let's just get back to the server so we can put it back to normal. Okay, so we're gonna refresh every 10 seconds. Then we need to change the client a bit again, because the issue with the client now is that we need to make sure that it works for the animation. So let's make sure we have the right animation. So the animation is gonna run for 10 seconds. So that means that we should do 10 seconds. So we should just wait 10 seconds on the JavaScript, at least more than 10 seconds. So I'm gonna do 12. So the goal here is that, so we will have two things. So the event server is gonna send the event to the server, to the client, but then we're gonna wait until the animation finishes playing. With the animation runs every so the animation takes every 10 seconds. So I want to make sure that this is right. Because if we then get that correct, we're able to so 12 seconds here. Okay, so the way it will work now is that the animation takes about 10 seconds to run, and then every 12 seconds we are going to check if there's anything in the stack. So if we have a new follower, if there is a new follower, we are going to pop it out of the stack, and then we're going to display the message, and that should help with the notification messages. And then that means that we can make our server check a bit faster. So I'm just gonna do, let's just leave it 10 for now. And then we can just turn this back on, see if it's working. Yeah, so the sound is working. So for now, I'm turning it off, saving it, so we could don't hear the clinging a lot. Ooh. Also wonder if it's like sending the same, like, yeah, it's probably gonna step over each other. Wonder if there's a set in JavaScript. So so since I'm using an array, that means that there is no the uniqueness. You have two elements that have the same, like you could have two display names which are the same. But if you use a set, that means that it forces uniqueness. So if there is a follower that's already in the set, it wouldn't add it again. So I'm just wondering if JavaScript has something like that. If it has one, that means we could just use it. So it looks like there is a set, so we could use this set. But I wonder if there's something like pop, which we would need. No, it doesn't look like it has one. So I think for now we're just gonna keep as it is and see if there's any issues. I'm gonna unfollow and follow. See if there's anything else. What was the... Sorry, I missed it. So you're saying there is keys, but I don't think I could pop. So the thing that I want to do is pop the item from the set. If I get the keys, I could pop it from the key, but it wouldn't be popped from the set itself. That would be the only thing, is I will have to go back. Maybe I could just go back and delete it. Oh, so it's still happening. I don't know why it's happening. I wonder if it's like... That was very weird. Like, it was like... Maybe something to be obvious at this point. Because it was also very fast. But at least it kind of works. So I wonder if it's like something to be obvious. But for now, we should probably move on to building the IRC client. Let's see. I wonder if it's just because it's not doing anything and then out of nowhere it starts doing something. So that might cause it. Let me see if there's anything we obvious and the browser starts. So there is some secret setting that is supposed to help with the browser. So we can find it. So the way that it works for OBS is just using Chrome, and then Chrome is just like doing everything in the background. but it's using like a really like it's not the current version of Chrome. So what I'm seeing and what OBS is seeing is way different. So that's not what we want. Okay, I think on the bottom. So coding is fine. It's mostly with the sound itself. So, oh, that's for stream lag. So that's not it. Okay, let's see that. Let's try that. So I think it just plays in the background. So I wonder if it's just like starting and then resetting in the background. So that might be it. So we have to wait for a new follower to start following us to test this out, because I'm not going to ask you guys to unfollow me again. Okay. For context, for everyone that just joined or has been around and I just struggling with this notification thing. So what we have done so far in the past 4 or 5 days was build a way for us to get notifications for new followers by using the Twitch API and running some Go. So what I ended up doing was create something called a server send event, which is supported with is part of the HTML5 specs for the browsers. For most browsers are using it. What this allows us to do is be able to send events from the server from our server to the browser, and that's pretty much it. Give me a second. So there's like an example in PHP. That's not what I want. Cool. So the way it works, right, is that when the browser connects to the endpoint in our server, the endpoint itself never completes the request and it stays open. So the way it will work is that it will open the connection and the connection will never close. And then the server could start pushing messages to the browser, and the browser will constantly listen to those messages. So I have this endpoint here called events, which is an event stream, and then you can see the events here. So every time there's a new follower, a event type called new follower, and then some data gets added into that event, and then we just pull it from there. And since when we pull it, we could then trigger trigger an action. So the action that we're triggering is that a new follower message syncing the new follower will drop down from the right side of the screen, and then it will have a cat and their name in it. So that's kind of what we ended up doing. We had some issues when it came to like the sound playing, some of the animations didn't work correctly, but we fixed some of the stuff. And now what we're going to be doing next for the next couple of for the next maybe 30 minutes is look into it. So one suggestion that I got from someone that is following us was that we should have the chat somewhere in the stream. So right now you cannot see the chat as part of the stream, but if I want to put this into a like YouTube or archive it in some way, and you guys are asking me questions, I wanted those questions to also show up as part of the stream. So what I was thinking is just moving over the browser a bit like this, and a bit more. So yeah, moving the browser a bit more, and then having in the right side having a bit of like messages coming through there, and then maybe on the bottom having a section for something else. But that's what I was thinking of doing. And then for the next couple of at least for the next like 30 minutes or maybe 40 minutes, we are gonna just go through we're gonna go to the Twitch API for creating a client, like connecting to their API for collecting chat messages, and then we're gonna use the chat the new account that I created to be able to use to be able to connect to the Twitch server for the chats. So pretty much the way to connect to the Twitch servers is by using a IRC client. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at. So we're going to look into how a IRC client is created, and then how we could send messages across from there. And then like collecting user information and all those different things, we might be able to do that through the Twitch API that we already rolled. Some of this stuff is already there, so we can just reuse that component to be able to get more information about the user. But the part here that I saw, I haven't created a like there is no package in the in the standard Go library to connect to a IRC client. So we are going to try to just make one from scratch. It shouldn't be too bad because most of the information is just plain text that is flying through the wire. So we are just going to use, I believe there is like that net.connect, something like that in Go. So we're just going to be using that package. So yeah, so this one here. So the way it will work is just opens the connection to the server, and then you could just pass plain text. So what this is doing here is just writing to the connection. So it's sending a message to the connection saying, so HTTP itself is just plain text. So you could just pass the information like this for it. So you're telling the server that you're doing a GET request, and then you're passing a path. So you're saying get / whatever the path is, and then you're saying the version of HTTP that you want to use. So in the case of the browser, it might support HTTP 2, for example. Sorry, not for the browser, for the server. So you want to say that your client that you're connecting to is making the connection to the server that it only supports HTTP 1. And then you pass new lines. So in some cases, so R is just, I think it's new line is return. So it's a return, and I think it's usually used mostly in Windows. And then N is just a new line. So that's pretty much how an HTTP request is done. And then you could just start reading from it, right? So you could start, the server is going to return a response back to you, and then you do a reader. So then you start reading chunks of it. So I guess that this is just reading the headers. And then you have to go line by one and reading as you go. So for now, what I want to do is just write a simple Go binary that is just able to connect to a chat. And then from there, we are able to make requests from that chat. So one thing I will have to do is, for a second, I need to update my... I have a token, so I might have to turn the screen a bit. So I have to put a different screen so you guys don't see what I'm doing, because the token itself doesn't change. So I'm gonna put this new screen. You probably haven't seen it before. It's a screen for me to hide when I have to do with tokens. Please stand by. I would go back to showing what I'm doing after I add the token. But what I'm doing here now is just I'm adding a token that I created at the beginning of the day to be used with the client. So so I'm just adding it here, and so I have a configuration file that I've been using, so I'm just going to reuse that configuration file. Cool. So I have the configuration file now, so we could go back. Oh, that is very weird. So the song is playing, so when I change between scenes, the song is gonna play. How would I... Ooh. I have an idea. So, but first let's just figure out the... Let's not go back to that for now. Let's just hold off before I fix it. I don't think I'm going to change between scenes a lot. So if you were watching and you heard that, it's because I went from one scene that didn't have the notification turn on to another scene that had the notification turn on, and that's why you heard the skipping from it. But yeah, if you want to hear the notification, just start following me, and I will appreciate it a lot. So now we're just gonna start making the client itself. So we should look at the Twitch API too. So usually when there is a protocol that is going to be used a lot, there is a spec document from it, which describes how to interact with the protocol itself. And this one was created in 1993. So this client has been around for a while. This protocol has been around for a while, and it has like different ways that the clients connect and how the server reacts. What we care about, so we're not going to be creating the server side of it directly. We're just going to be creating a dummy one for testing. But for now, like the only thing that we care is like, thank you for the follow. I will figure out how to fix that double skipping so it doesn't happen too much. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's happening, but I like that you keep on subscribing and then subscribing back. At least we know it works. It's just the sound sounds weird. We just have to figure out how to handle the sound. Maybe one way to handle the sound is just like, I wonder if I take off the autoplay and then when I add it back, it adds it back to it. So you're voting for me to fix the sound? Or you're voting for me to make the RC client? So I would say someone tried to convince me, but they didn't do a great job on convincing me. If you're still around, you still have a chance to convince me not to write this. But I think it would be very helpful to have the chat on the right side of somewhere in the screen. So you could also see the delay of like how often like when you send a message to how soon I get it and how fast I reply back to it. So I lost the client. So yeah, so most protocols, most ways that servers and clients talk to each other have a protocol, so a set of specs that you can just go and read. Most of the specs are kept here in this website, which archives most of them. I believe also is also the publisher of some of them. So the one that we want is just like the communication itself. Or like parsing it, like how you parse it. But so Twitch follows it. Yeah, so there's some cases that it doesn't do, right? Some cases are weird and it doesn't handle them correctly. So what I need to do is like figure out how much deviation do they do. So there is one for passing the password and then the nickname, and then Twitch API will return certain things. So I believe I just have to pass those things to it. So we could just try passing, like opening a connection to like a very active channel, and then we could start seeing how it behaves. So nickname. So then how do you... Okay, so then you join the channel. So you send join, then the channel name, and then it responds back saying you joined the channel, and then it gives you more context about that channel. Oh, it gives you all the channels in that channel. Cool, so let's try this out. So I'm gonna be building a new I'm just gonna end up making a new main package for now, so we could test things out, because I haven't done this in the past. I'm not sure how I'm gonna structure it. So the way I start a new adventure like this is I just create a main package, and then our main package is just gonna be called main. I don't think we need this file here anymore. We do need something from here though, so let's just So we need. Oh. Okay, I see why this is going on. Let's just go here, then go here. We don't need this. Then go back here. This is where we want to be. Close that. Back a couple of times. Too much. And then we want to be in here. Yeah, so what we need from here, so we're going to create a function and just call it main. So pretty much all Go programs just always have a main package and a main function. The main function is the entry point for your code. So most of the time you're just going to end up writing here. What we need here is that I need a configuration. So I'm going to do conf. I can just take it from the main. So let's just open that one. Did I go too far too much? No. Not enough. So we go far and then main.go. And I'm just gonna end up just taking some of this here. Because how the token is stored. And since we're far away, we just have to go back and find it. Okay. And then let's see what happens here. How would I test this without giving away the token? I would just black it out. So let's see. I'm just gonna put the screen up again so I can make sure that the token is there. Cool. So now we save. So save it. And then we need to go back to the configuration and just add it here. So I create a new RC off string, and then we just need to do the JSON, and then I named it this. So we are just adding it to our configuration file that we created before, and we're just gonna make sure that the token is there. And then if the token is there, that means that we can just go back and start using it. So here, so we are here, server. Okay, I'll be right back. And do run. Cool. So I think I named the key wrong, so we just have to find what I named it. Thanks. I like it a lot too. It's the spilled coffee. Okay. And we're back. And you hear the animation doing the skipping away again. So the issue is not the animation. The issue is how OBS handles it. So that's kind of what this whole thing tells me. Okay. So it works. So we have the token now. Cool. So we're gonna be using that connect, so that dial. So we're just gonna be using this here, and we're gonna just be connecting to the Twitch API. So we're gonna be connecting to the RC channel for Twitch and seeing what they return back for us. So have that set up. Okay, set up. So now what we need to do is I want to just read the first line, and then we can figure out how to read the rest of it. So we don't have to send anything. Do we need to send? Oh yeah, we need to send. Let's see if they return anything in the first place when you connect to the server. If they send something back, great. If not, let's see. So that's the listener. I wonder if there's more examples of the dollar. So that's writing, and you have to write bytecode to it. I might have to look at more this source code, like go into the source code and start looking at it more. But for now, we should just write this. Okay, so okay, so I think I just need to read one line. Okay, so let's try that out. See. So we need to use just. So we're gonna be reading from here. I'm just gonna play line. And then we have the line, so we just want to go and check what the line has. So to check the line, we just do that e line. And then that reline returns that is weird, so I guess I'm using it wrong. So let's just go back here. So this is like super low level API. Like usually you don't need to do any of this unless you're interacting directly to like with the server. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to connect to the Twitch chat servers. They use a protocol called IRC, which is just like protocol that was created in 1993. They have made like some customized changes to it. So we are just gonna build around like what their changes were. So maybe I'm using the wrong reader. I think that might be the case. I think the reader that I'm trying like let's just go with, let's just find some examples of how to use this reader. So I just usually just go to the Google code base and they have like a ton of information there. So yeah, scanner, and we want the reader. So the connection is passing bytes to it. So let's see if there's one that is using it. So new reader, it's reading from the standard out and doing something with B, and then it's reading string. So it should just it should just work. So reline and I wonder what I'm missing here. Oh, wait. Oh, that's why. It's because I have two things going on. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the thing that was confusing me was that there are two calls connected here. So it's creating a new reader and then passing connection to it, but then it's also reading the string that ends with /n, so new line, and then going on. What I'm trying to do is just use the reader directly and read the first line of it. Okay. So for now, we don't need this here. So we know that we have the right configuration, but we don't need it. And then because we want to make sure that we handle the errors, so we're just gonna print this. We're just gonna exit. Something bad happens. So we want to make sure that if there's an error, then we know why it happened. So we do and then we just show the error. Cool. So let's run this and see what happens. So I guess I'm connected, but nothing is happening. So I wonder where it's blocking. Some of the time, some of the connections will block until they hear back. So maybe I need to send something back to the client before I start reading. So let's do here and here. So if you've been watching for a while, my way of debugging is just we print statements. I don't use a debugger, so I just do a lot of printing messages. So it's waiting to read a line. So I guess the Twitch server is not doing anything. It's not returning anything because I'm not able to read it. It's just waiting for it maybe for me to authenticate before it does anything else. So I will have to authenticate first. Cool. So let's try authenticating. Let's see how I send some information. So I'll have to use this here. So let's just do it here. So we just gonna send some messages to it. So we're gonna write to it. And when we write to it, we just need to make sure that we send the message that they expect. So I think the message that they're expecting is something like this. So that means we have to pass our talking into it. So we are going to write to it. We're going to pass our talking, which we are getting from here. So that should do it. And then we're going to pass our talking. Is there a space on the talking? There is no space in the talking. So what we're doing now is that since the Twitch API is not responding back to us with anything, I think it just wants us to authenticate first. If we authenticate first, we might get something back. So let's authenticate and see if we get something back. I just need to comment this on the top. So if you're just joining, what I'm trying to do now after building our kind of buggy new follower alert, what I'm building now is a way for us to get notifications when to get a shot as part of the stream. So I want to be able to put the chat as part of the stream. So what we're building now, because why not? We're building now a way for us to connect to the Twitch chat server, which allows us to get almost real-time information about followers. Sorry, not about followers, about chat messages. So every time you post a message or write a message into the chat, we should be able to see it in real time. Cool. So what I'm doing now is I usually just to test things out when I'm trying to learn something new. just create a simple case. So I'm pretty straightforward here, where the only thing I probably wouldn't do if I was not in live stream was probably just hardcode the token to here. But in this case, I'm just using a configuration package that I created, which has a configuration in it. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting a connection against the Twitch chat server. The server itself, what I'm doing is just using like the lowest level of the standard library in Go is net.dial, which is just opening a TCP connection to the server. When it opens the connection, I could then write to that connection. So I'm writing into the Twitch API with a, so they gave the syntax here. So it's saying that, so this arrow just means that I'm sending that information, and then I'm sending the nickname. So maybe the next thing I need to do is the nickname for the bot itself. But first, let's just try this out. See if this works. It might not work unless I give it the nickname. So we could try that next. So it's gonna try to write to it. So it probably did write to it. So I just need to put a print statement here because it might not be waiting. It might be, yeah, it might not return anything. So this is kind of how I track of where it's blocking. So the real new line will block until it gets a new response from the API. So we just get waiting for it to send a response. If we get a response, then it's just gonna but it's right now blocking because we're not getting anything from the Twitch server. Okay, so since you're still not getting anything, the next thing that we need to do is like give it a nickname. So the nickname here is pretty much the same setup. So we do print fprint. So fprint is a way for us to write to pretty much, fprint just writes to anything in reality. You can just use it for writing to anything. So you could constantly write to things like this. So we want nickname in here. The only thing that I'm worried about is that I'm not passing new lines, and that might be the issue. So if I don't pass any new lines, like none of the samples have new lines, so I wonder if we don't have a new line, would it fail, right? Because we're not sending a new line to it. So I wonder if there is like an example of using like new line or something like that. Nope. Nope. I think I'm just gonna send the new lines afterwards. If this doesn't work, I will go back and add the new lines, because most text-based protocols use new line to tell the server that the request was finished. So we have our user who is hanging out somewhere. So we have our test user, and our test username is this here. Okay, cool. So we have a test user, and then we just take that test user and start sending messages. This works correctly. So what we're doing here is that we're sending the token. So we need to authenticate ourselves with the Twitch chat server. So we are passing our token, then we're passing our nickname. So our nickname is being set. So we can just try that again. And it's still not replying to it. So I think I have to do the new lines. So R and then R and. Still nothing. So I wonder if there's something else missing. So at this point, I might just look at how a server, like how the other servers do it. Unless I'm missing something. I think I might be missing something else. So like when a new client connects to a server, does it send more packages? So like does it like contain more information than what we're passing? Because like we're passing just something very basic. Yeah, we're passing something very basic. So I wonder if it's like doesn't like it, or if there's something else missing. because this is like one of the things that happens when you use you have to go and investigate like how the whole thing is set up and how the protocol itself works. So I should probably look into it more of like how the connection itself is initialized. Because right now we're not getting anything from it, and I think if there's anything else, and I know there's another package that might help. So I looked at it before, which is test. So this is kind of implements some generic stuff. So it has a bunch of like errors and things like that. So I wonder if the server is returning an error, and we're trying to, and since we're not using the right call for it, it's just not working. So let's try that. Let's see if we could just use this reader, and then we could use this reader to figure out if it's working or not. And it will be something like this, and then do it. And a new reader, and we pass the old reader to it. I wonder if this is gonna just throw an error or something. Nope, same setup. So we might be missing something that we're not passing to the server itself. So we might just not be writing enough information for the server to even start the connection correctly. It just might be like, I don't know what you're trying to do. So I just want to make sure that we just need to figure out what it is. So I think we're missing part of the protocol itself. So like when the connection gets initialized, we're missing that part. So let's see if there is anything that shows those messages. Sending messages to other people, we don't need. So the client itself, so establishing a server-client connection. Cool. So we need to send a new user. So how do you send a new user? Okay, so you send a new user by sending, you send the username, so our nickname, and then we send, then what is the host name? Because the host name is missing. So the host name is missing, so wait, maybe the host name is just a Twitch server. Yeah, might be the Twitch server. So there's a part missing on top, which is missing, which is part of the protocol itself, which is the one of how you create a new user. And the way you create a new user is by using the user command. And the user command takes the nickname, so whatever the nickname of the user is, then it takes the host name and the server name, and then their realm, which is just something else. So we just have to look at how Twitch itself handles it, because I don't think the host name will be the Twitch server, but it could be. So let's see. Generic. So not that. Syntax node. User. That. Yeah. I think we should just look at an example server. I heard there's like a good one for Node.js, so we can just look at the Node.js one and see if they're doing any kind of connection, like seeing how the first connection works. So this server. That one. Nope. That package hasn't been updated in a few years, so I'll be worried to like base some of the changes on it. This one. And we want the user command, so I think integration happens. So this is a private message, so we need to just look at on or oh, there is nickname, so it has to send a nickname. I wonder if this is happening somewhere else. Nope. Oh, it's using that package that I was looking before. Let's see this. Oh no, it's a different name. No, where's this one? And we look for a nickname. Okay, so it sends. Oh, it sends the different cap, so the different things that the server supports, which is here. That one, this one. Okay, so we should probably send this first. So see if he replies back. So I think we could do this once. Oops. I will have to change that key. So let's change that key because I just ended up showing it in the stream. So I'm just gonna end up changing it to something else. So you guys don't go and write your own, but your own server using my key that I just flashed in screen. Okay, so I just destroyed that key and I'm gonna create a new one. Then I will turn off the video, put the standby screen, and then do it again. Hopefully I will not show it again. Okay, we're going to standby. And then I'm gonna edit that file again. Cool. Then we're back here. And we have that notification going off. Okay, so what we need to do here is, from what it looks like, I need to just send the cap to it. So Oh, it looks like it takes 10 seconds. So let's do, for now, let's just get rid of, let's just comment this out. If you're joining, I'm just like figuring out, doing different things to connect to the Twitch API. And to the, sorry, not to the Twitch API, to connect to the Twitch chat server. What is going on now is just how I pretty much just go about like learning something new. So I'm just like poking around and seeing what happens. So what I'm trying to achieve now is a way for us to connect to the chat server. I mean, yeah, to the chat server by just using a very like low-level API in Go, which is just the .NET dialer, which allows you to connect to pretty much any kind of, so it lets you connect to TCP or UDP protocols, but it doesn't handle anything else. So you have to build most of the logic yourself to be able to process the request. So it looks like we're not getting a response, but it says like it should take like 10. So it says, let's see. Okay, so it looks like it takes like 10 seconds before you get any messages, any responses back, because it does the batch. So it's just gonna send you all of them at once. So it writes the password. It writes. Is there one for user? So it doesn't look like this one for user. So it sends everything that is going to be setting up for it, and then the priority for it, the instance authentication, and what does it do next? So on open does that. Then it sends one for handling the messages, which handles all the messages we're going to be building next. So maybe we just also have to just send all this. And I wonder what is the endpoint that it's using. I wonder what is this, like the connection string that is using to connect to the Twitch server, because I wonder if I am missing something here with the connection. So go back and see how send gets created. So oh, it's using the WebSockets. So it's using WebSockets to connect to it. So you don't want to use WebSockets. We want to use the IRC package, because WebSockets gets a bit complicated. If you want to do it yourself, you shouldn't do WebSockets manually. You should just find a package to do it for you. Just because it gets very weird. So we're still listening for it. Let's see if we can find another one. Let's see. So there is this one here called then. Okay, so let's see what this one does. Client. First, a configuration, because I'm just wondering if I'm connected to the wrong thing. Let's see if I can find the server. So my worry right now that I'm connected to the wrong server. Yep, I am connected to the wrong server. So the thing that is happening right now is that I'm connected to the secure connection of the server. Let's see. Yeah, I'm connected to the TLS version of it. And unless I start transmitting the handshake, it's just going to ignore everything that I do. Oops. Oh, there is the token again. So it just printed out the token. Wait, why would it print out the token? So it worked now, except for it's just ended up just spitting out my token again. Why did it end up? Oh, that's why. Doesn't know what to do with it. But yeah, I'm gonna pull that screen again. I'm gonna reset the token, and then I'll come back because he's just spitting it out. Added space. Come on. Okay, so what if I just do this here? So it's returning. Where is it? Oh, let's just go back to the sample. So while I do that, let's reset the token again. Oh, I wonder if I reset it. If I reset a token, what will happen if I get an error? Okay. So the token is gone. And if I do this. Yeah, so it was working correctly until the token just got printed out to the screen. Okay, so let's just reset the token again. Make a new token. And then take it from there. Okay, if you're wondering how I'm making the token, this is what I'm using to make the tokens. So that means that I don't have to create the tokens themselves don't carry like a the reason why I keep resetting it, even though it doesn't work how a OAuth token will work. It just works by just giving you the token itself, and then you can just use that token to make requests to the chat. And because you're interacting to the IRC, you don't have to pass like a secret key or a client key. So if you see a token, you can just reuse it, which is in some cases is really good. In other cases, is kind of bad. But let's see what happens. So okay. Cool. And maybe here we're just wrapping up for a loop. What it's gonna do now is just gonna constantly run, and every time there's a new line or a new message, it's just gonna print it out to the screen. But before I do that, I have to get a new token. So I'm gonna put this screen up again. So I am glad that I kind of created this screen a while back and never used it until now. So I get to use it a lot today because this is like the third time that I messed up the token got printed to the screen. But at least we know we have a screen for these situations when they're happening, so I could go and change it when necessary. So I reset the token, and then I'm adding the token to the configuration file. So now that we have a new token, we're gonna go back to this scene. So prepare for that weird noise again. And then cool. So that is there. And now hopefully if I run it again, it just doesn't print it out. Wait, failed to authenticate. But I updated it. Oh, did I miss something? Okay, I'll be right back. Let me make sure that I do this correct. Oh, yeah, I copied too much. Okay, sorry about that noise. I will fix that. I will probably just mute it for now. But if you are new and you're hearing that noise, that's the noise that we're going to be using for new notifications. So it looks like it works now. So I got a message that I was expecting. So we authenticated, we passed, we have all the information that we're getting from the server. We're kind of saying what the server is. So yeah, so now the next thing you could do, what can we do next? So if you're sending invalid channel, it's gonna do that. Let's join a channel. Let's join a very active channel. Let's do, so we're pretty much just doing the same thing we were doing before. So we're just using fprint, and we just send it to the connection. And then here we just do join, and then we pass a channel name. So do you guys have a recommendation of a Twitch channel that I should just join the chat for? So I'm looking at some for chat. Now it's okay. Okay. I think I want to join this one. So this streamer runs a like a workspace where you could go and hang out, and she does Pomodoro. So for 15 to 20 minutes, you could just hang out, listen to relaxing music while she programs, and then afterwards, she will answer any questions. So we're connecting to her chat. So this is how the messages themselves are going to look like. So we just connected to her chat. So every time someone sends a message, we are going to see it. So I see the first thing. Let's see. Okay, so we will need to learn how to parse this. So that means that our client is working perfectly. I think this will be a good stopping point, because then we could take a break and come back Sunday and just start writing the client itself. So this client right now is connected to a channel, a Twitch channel, chat, and it's pulling all the messages that people are sending over with the necessary information for us to start building on top of it. So it kind of says like who is in the chat right now. So we know all the users in the chat, and then we know all the users. We know people who are sending messages over. And the way that the server itself works is that it's bashing it every 10 minutes. Every 10 seconds. So Twitch right now is just like, yeah. So if you see how it's just like streaming through it, it's because people are starting to watch her more and more. So every time someone joins the channel, it's gonna show it here too. So maybe I might end up moving my API, depending on if it handles like new follower events as well. I might just end up using this mostly for most of the real-time information that we will need. But this is very cool because you could see people leaving too. So part of the syntax that we learned before is that part just means that the person left. So that means like someone that was in the channel just ended up leaving the channel. So that's kind of cool because we are able to see people leaving and coming back in real time. So we could just also make something new where we could welcome people when they start joining the channel, right? So when they start watching for the first time, like if you're already following me, I could welcome you or welcome you back since you're watching a second time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and sticking around. So it was very fun to write a it was a lot of fun to just write a server, a RC server, like just figuring out like the different syntax to make sure that it worked correctly. The issue we were having was that we were just not connecting to the wrong, we were connecting to the wrong port since the start, right? Because the dialer itself, there's two dialers. There is one that does ACP and TLS, and one doesn't do it. So the thing that was happening was that since we're using let me go back once. Let's see TLS. So I have to figure out how to do the TLS part of things. But the way that the issue that we were having was like, since we're using a dialer that doesn't support TLS and we were not doing a TLS connection correctly, it just didn't know what to do and we were just sending garbage. So for the past like 30 minutes, I've just been sending garbage to the Twitch servers. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you everyone on Sunday. I am taking a break for today. Sorry, I'm taking a break tomorrow. But then let's just go raid someone. You know, let's do this. Let's just try. Yep. Oh yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. And thank you for sticking around and making sure that we got through it. So thank you so much. I will see you later.